Hello, welcome to Revenant Reads. I'm Vin, and this is the Favorite Things tag. So, I'm taking advantage of another warm day in December. It's in the 60s. Should not be this warm, but it is. So I had a little bit of time to myself. I wanted to get outside, and I figured this is a nice, simple tag that I'm not going to need props for or anything like that. I'm wicked behind on tags, trying to get them done whenever I can. So sometimes when I see really quick, tags that I can do very quickly, I'm taking advantage of it when I can. So anyway, without further ado, this was created by Tori at Hufflepuff Discovery. And this is the first prompt. Who is your favorite musician or band? I guess, in the mid-90s, when I was, going from middle school to high school, I discovered 9 Inch Nails. So I have followed ever since then. Trent Reznor, 9 Inch Nails, I think overall throughout most of my life was my favorite musical act. Saw them many times live in concert. I love the kind of industrial sound. I love that sense of creating order out of chaos, taking sounds that are harsh and abrasive and then making something really melodic and captivating out of it. So that's certainly one of them. Related to that, also, I do like Tool, Maynard James Keenan, who's not only in Tool but also does Pussifer and A Perfect Circle. So I would count those among my favorites. I have others that I listen to that I really like, but those are certain ones that have endured over the decades. Ever since I was kind of at that very impressionable musical age that I've continuously gone back to and have followed. Number 2, what are your top 3 favorite films? I'm a horror film buff, and I love film in general. I have a really hard time answering questions like this. If the question was, what were your top 3 comedy films, I could answer that, or your top 3, adventure films or something. I just need more focus with it, because I can't weigh different genres against each other. I have a very difficult time doing that. So I don't really like answering questions like my just top 3 in general. It's like my top 3 favorite songs. I don't have 3 favorite songs overall, but if it was a certain band, or if we're talking about a certain type of music in particular, I could start piecing that out. Sorry, I don't really have an answer for this one. What's your number 3? What's your favorite scent? I love the smell of a campfire. The smell of it, in your clothes the next day. That's wonderful. I think I saw Mark over at Book Time with Elvis. He did this, and he had talked about cinnamon, and I also really like cinnamon. Just this past weekend, I was looking for. Last year, I had found like a broom, kind of like a display broom that was scented with cinnamon, and I got that as a holiday decoration last year, and I just loved walking into the house and smelling cinnamon every single day. The broom is now gone, and I couldn't find it over the weekend, but I'm still holding out hope that for the holiday season I can get something that has a really strong, nice cinnamon scent that will go through all the house. And another scent that I wish I could capture is a roasty stout. That's my favorite kind of beer, and I just love smelling that. I love smelling stouts and the kind of like coffee and some of the chocolate in there as well. Those are some of my favorite scents. What's your favorite Disney film? I've never been too big on Disney. I'd like to almost say A Nightmare Before Christmas, although I think that Disney technically produced it, but they released it through Touchstone because it was deemed too dark. So I can't consider that a Disney film. I do like a lot of the Pixar Disney stuff. I thought The Incredibles was really good. I think my favorite at this point is probably going to be Coco. I thought they did an excellent job with that, with Dia de los Muertos and the family connections and where they ended up taking that story. I just thought that was very well done. Excellent. It's one of the few, I guess, Disney films that I kind of look forward to returning to whenever we rewatch it. Your favorite season? It's number 5, autumn, hands down. I love how the weather gets cooler because I hate the heat of the summer. I'm in the Northeast. It gets very humid in the summer here. The humidity goes away, the bugs go away, throw on a sweater, hang out outside. I'm in, again, New England. The foliage is just absolutely gorgeous around here, and plus it's Halloween season, my favorite holiday. So yeah, autumn is my favorite. 6, what's your favorite seasonal drink? I don't know if I have a seasonal drink exactly. Sometimes I think I'm going to drink certain things at certain times a year, and I just don't end up doing that. I do know that when it comes to fall, I like having hot cider with some brandy and some cinnamon. So that's always a really good one for as the weather gets cooler, just having some hot cider. 7, do you have a favorite shirt or article of clothing? Not really. I'm just a dressed down sort of person. Something loose and comfortable, and I'm all set. I don't think too much about my clothes. I generally wear them far longer than I should. They start deteriorating off my body, and my wife finally, basically convinces me to throw them out. So yeah, anything that's comfortable at the time will be my favorite. Who's your favorite author? This is kind of like the favorite films question. I don't have a favorite author. I have authors that I like, but I wouldn't consider any of them my favorite necessarily. 9, do you have a favorite spot for reading or writing? Yeah, I guess that would be my bedroom. As a father of 2 young kids, I don't have a lot of spots in the house where I can, just kind of be alone and indulge in those things. I'd like to get back into writing. I used to write a lot. I've kind of taken a step back from it, especially after I got my master's. This past year with COVID, I had a much harder time sitting at a computer, and I tried handwriting some things, and that sort of worked sometimes, but I mostly saw sitting down at the computer and writing as kind of a nice escape. But when COVID hit and I was doing remote teaching, teaching online all the time, sitting in front of the computer became the burden of the day, and I could not wait to get away from it. So that has affected my writing quite a bit. Even my movie watching. I love horror films, but I've had much harder time sitting in front of screens for a long time. I find I get very tired and very antsy. So I'm trying to get back into the swing of things. But my favorite place to do that when my mind is there would be my bedroom. So at the desk. 10, what's your favorite food or dessert? I've seen a couple people. I saw Mark, Book Time with Elvis, and also Greg over at Other Bibliophile Reads. I think they both said Indian as a favorite, and yeah, I'd have to agree with that. The worst thing about COVID for me was seeing the all-you-can-eat Indian lunch buffets close. I think some of them might be coming back here and there at times, but I love Indian food. I love food with spice, bold flavors. And dessert, I like pecan pie a lot, and any kind of combination of chocolate and peanut butter is just, I don't have much of a sweet tooth, but that'll tempt me. 11, what's your favorite time of day? Before I had kids and before I was a full-time teacher, I was a night owl. So I'd be up all night, and that was my favorite time. But now that I have to get up in the morning, and my kids wake me up in the morning, now on the weekend, I like the mid-morning when I'm kind of fully awake, but I still have a whole day ahead of me to accomplish things. And during the week, it's especially when I'm home and I'm getting my daughter off the bus, that's probably my favorite. When we're at home, she's the first to arrive home, and gets off the bus with her arms spread wide. So that would be my favorite. 12, what's your favorite color? Some people, I think, debate whether or not this is really a color, but black. I love black. A lot of my clothing is black. So yes, that's, I am attracted to darker things like that. In second place, if I had to pick something that had more color to it, I would say forest green. I like dark green. 13, who's your top 3 favorite YouTube channels? Again, these kind of questions are hard because I have such a variety of channels that I've subscribed to. ones that I always end up getting excited for new videos for, Atunche Films. He's a filmmaker who does historical content, and it's really fun. And I like the way that he ends up citing his sources in his videos. I'd say for sword stuff, because I am kind of a historical edged weapons geek, Schola Gladiatoria, Matt Easton, he's got a really great channel to learn about swords and weapons. And another one I've mentioned in the past that is just a lot of fun is it's called Tasting History, with I think Max Miller. Hopefully I'm not misremembering that, but he recreates historical recipes, and his videos are a lot of fun too. 14. What's your favorite musical or play? I'm not big on musicals. There's some that I've seen that I've liked. Avenue Q was fun. I like Sweeney Todd, or at least the song Little Priest. I love that song. All the other songs I'm not that big on, but that one is one of my favorite songs out of any musical. We saw Evil Dead the musical off Broadway when it was in New York years ago, and that was fun. They had the splash zone for the blood, so you can wear a tarp. Rocky Horror Picture Show is classic, especially the Tim Curry film version. And I know how popular it is, but Hamilton, is it The Room Where It Happened? I think is the name of the song. That is excellent. I don't know if any of those are a favorite, but those are ones that I like. In play, I talked about this over the summer. I think my favorite play, solely by Shakespeare, is Macbeth, and that might be my favorite play overall. 15. What's your favorite place you visited? I've been lucky to do some traveling to Europe a few times, South America, some islands. I think my favorite trip was probably Hungary. We got to go there with a very close friend and his family who were Hungarian, so we stayed with them. We were there for a few weeks, so we got to kind of feel the pace of life and see how things were. We didn't spend the majority of time in tourist areas at all. So that was just a great experience. We did a whole variety of things and had just an excellent time. And the last thing is about tagging people. And as usual, I think I'm one of the last people to do this, so I'm not gonna tag here. So anyway, those are my answers to the favorite things tag. So thank you to Tori from Hufflepuff Discovery for creating this. And as usual, thank you, BookTube.